Hello, fellow swivelheads. This is Greg Galson, Ring Rigs, coming to you on the closing moments of the 13th of July 2020. Time on deck 23:5100 hours Central Daylight Time. Yeah, the day's almost done. I should have called this late night or beyond late night with Ring Rigs, right? Yeah, I've been having a very busy time. I got a lot of topics I'd like to do shows on. Just can't find the time to put them together. I've got video that I just haven't had time to edit, and there's just a ton of things going on out there. But finding the time to do the videos has been really rough on me. I've had a lot of things happening. Boy, I'm growing microgreens, and actually, I meant to do a video today on watering techniques for microgreens, kind of dial that in. And I just got busy, and when I was doing it, and I was explaining to somebody else all the trappings of watering, and I go, oh, later on I thought, yeah, I meant to do a video on that while I was in the process of explaining it. Hey, in short, hey, some microgreens need water different than others. Sunflower shoots, water them very sparsely when you first plant them. Just moisturize them because they're very susceptible to mold. But as they grow, they'll need a lot more water to start growing. But, stuff that grows and grows fast and grows big needs more water than the stuff that's tiny. It just goes without saying. And you don't want to overwater them because, there's a reason you have slotted trays with your 10-20 trays is so that the roots can get aerated. Roots need some air, so don't drown them. Jesse Mills from Northeast Arizona. Hey, my next home, or at least my other home. So yeah, I got some. We're in Northeast Arizona already, Jesse. So Jason Smith, how you doing? Granny, Brian Holm, Susan Hudson, and back to you. Thumbs up. Hey, yeah, guys, give me some thumbs up. We got 13 watching. Dan, how you doing, Dan? Just found out sharks like bananas. There you go. If you fall in the ocean, have a case of bananas and throw them overboard. Are you serious? Sharks like bananas? Really? Wow. Okay, that's like somebody's dog. I know the dog eats watermelon. Of course, it's probably eating it from the water. Hawthorne Pike, hello and thank you. All right, a lot going on in the world today. There is, it's crazy. I mean, hey, but there's some good things. In Cuba, there's all kind of protests going on. Now, why is the Biden administration not supporting those protests? Cuba could become a free country. I mean, there's a whole lot of unrest. It's all over the country. People are tired of communism, except for kids here. They seem to love it for some reason. But everywhere where it's been tried, they're not happy with it. Actually, I was planning to do a video on the Cuban protest and a few other related topics. Yesterday, had all the videos dialed up, ready to go, and just stuff came up, and I just didn't get it started. I might do it later. Hello from Kansas. There you go, US. Sharks will eat anything. Yeah, we know they'll eat meat. Close to Show Low. All right, Jesse Mills. I've been to Show Low. I bought a Hawkins rifle in Show Low. Thompson Center version. Hope that don't get my video here pinged. But it's a smoke pole, black powder. That's not even considered a FIRE ARM these days. Hey, but I love those Hawkins. I love the Thompson Centers, guys. Maybe I should do some videos one day on smoke poles, right? I love those things. Capping balls, things like that. Yikes. Message held for review. Ah. Yeah. Anyway, Rubio gets upset. Don't blame him. Yeah, well, Rubio was making comments. He was one of them getting upset. That's for sure. Yeah, there were some articles on that too. And then Japan. Japan is just all about totally decided that they're going to go all in to protect Taiwan. They just about come down to that. See, Japan legally by the Constitution can't have a military, but they can defend themselves. They can have a defense force. and they have just about decided that if Taiwan gets attacked, they're next. And so they've just about decided to defend Taiwan, more so than we have. I once had a 45 Flint. Yeah, well, I've got one 45 cap, and I got several 50 caliber caps, but I've also got now the one I got from Sholo was a cap, but but I actually bought a Flint, 50 caliber Flint straight from Thompson Center. So yeah, I love these things, guys. I love them. I've had smoke poles of that nature ever since I was 16. Yeah, I love them. Yeah, I used to get all my gear and go running through the woods and try to jump the creek and stuff like that, carrying all my gear to see if that was really stupid. People in the wilderness don't do stuff like that. If you break a leg, you're in trouble. But I used to do dumb things like that when I was young. The youth. Too bad, you know what the trouble is with youth? It's wasted on the young. Anyway, so yeah, so Japan, we're in a treaty with Japan too, big time treaty, because one of the reasons Japan didn't develop their military is because we were going to protect them. So if Japan gets into it, so do we. Just don't fire one into the wind. I have Pyramid 7. How you doing? Good to see you in the room. Good to see you in the room. All right, so yeah, Pyramid. Last time I saw you, you were in somebody else's chat room. Where were we? Where were we that night? Last time I saw you. But anyway, so yeah, smoke poles are interesting toys and beyond. Let's see here. 50 caliber one is, especially the 370 grain lead maxi ball, is pretty serious business. I may have a maxi ball on this counter. I do. I venture I probably molded this thing when I was a teenager. Check it out. I was probably a teenager when I molded this 370 grain lead maxi ball on a Coleman Kemp stove with a pot and a ladle and some plumber's lead. I still got that. I save some batteries, sometimes car batteries for the lead, old lead acid batteries. This at one time probably had lube in the grooves. It was probably all set and ready to use. See, there's some stuff still left in the groove, a little residual something. I bet anything I had some kind of lube in there. So you'd put some lube in these grooves, lube them up, take the ramrod and put it down the barrel. After you put the powder in. You got to put the powder in first. You don't put the powder in first, you ain't getting that back out. Not easily. Not without a worm. Yeah. All right. Probably on Lee or Rex. So you're right, Pyramid. One or the other. So I hope Lee and Rex are getting along a little better now. I had a conversation with to try to mediate some of that. I hope it played out. So I hope they made some peace. I think they did. That's my understanding. So let's see here. What else we got? That's heavy. Yeah, it is. Hey, you know what? It packs a wallop too. It packs a wallop. Yeah, you ever seen the large can lids, be yay big around, and make a big hole in them. Big hole. I sure wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of one of these. That's all I got to say. This has got a little bit of nick in it here. I don't know what happened. Must have got cut or something. It's been sitting around. It's not been. Yeah, it's got a cut on it right here. I don't know what that is, but it's got a cut. You can score them to make them like a hollow point if you really wanted to. but you got so much lead behind it. You know, it might spit out a little bit more, but holy smoke. Yeah, it's just a big cylinder of lead. Yeah, sure enough. Yeah, I used to like playing with stuff like that. Wise Owl. Hey, here you are. Yeah, I kind of wanted to come on earlier, but and I wanted to do, actually, I wanted to do 2 other videos and a live session. I didn't get to do any of the videos. I'm late with my live session. But, you know, hey, I worked the greenhouse. I had to work late on my day job, feed and water the fish, the worms, the rabbits. I actually had somebody else do the worms for me today. And Leanne and I, most of her worked the microgreens this evening. I was into it today, but I was explaining to her some of the watering techniques and kind of fine tuning that a little bit. And so we had a good discussion about that stuff. And I plan to do a video on just another video. I haven't been holding another one on watering microgreens. So we still need to do that. Jason says cross tip them. We did with the old semi-wide cutter. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Ken Ruffian just got home from Newport News. Oh wow, you're up there? Got to be up 4 hours. Take care, brother. Catch you later. Well, thank you for coming in, Ken. And Shelly Meyer says, hi, Greg. Well, hello, Shelly. So for people just joining, wondering what this video is all about, you know, you never watched one before, I like to do live sessions as a community for my subscribers. It's just a chance when we all chat with each other. Most YouTube channels take a topic, and then they do their live session around the topic. And I usually take my topic videos, not always. I mean, I do live sessions on topic videos sometimes, but I usually make my topic videos a dedicated upload video, and then save my live sessions for community chats. Now, maybe I shouldn't do that. Maybe I would do it the other way around. Lots of bigger, successful channels pick a topic and they go live with it. Our problem is that the platform likes to demonetize all my live sessions right off the bat for some reason. But I can talk about anything just about it. I don't know if it's a chat. You guys, what makes them do that? But I appeal, and I usually get to win in the appeal process, but it might be an hour or two later. So, I don't know. It's hot. Wears you down, says Wise Owl. Yeah, I hear that. So, what's the temperature up there in Arkansas? We'll go over and look around temperatures around the country a little bit. We'll go over to Windy. That's one of my favorite applications. We can just scan over the country real easy, all over the world. I'll have me some more coffee here shortly. I still got to go up to microgreens trailer tonight and shut everything down. I've done videos where I've done that, just walking around at night. But y'all have seen that before. I'll probably do it again, not do this in the future, but I don't want to do the same thing every night. Maybe I should, though. You know, Prepper Nurse One walks around his little farm every day and does a video, counts eggs, and everybody seems to love it. So maybe I should do that. What do y'all think? Should I just give a walkabout on a regular occasion? Show you the microgreens, how they're looking, the status, greenhouse, garden. I don't have any eggs. No, my rabbits aren't laying Easter eggs yet. I've been trying to train them. Cosmic Travo, what's up, y'all? Fishing CJ55. I'm starting a red worm farm. Any suggestions? Yeah, go watch all my videos on it. Tons of videos on worm farming, guys. Tons of videos. Yeah. All right. So let's see. Rachel Lee. So how's about the Leonard Wobble? Louis Gorman of Texas asked last some congressional hearing. Yeah, well, they're claiming that the moon, I don't know why you'd be concerned about the mountains. They're claiming the moon might cause some more flooding here in the next few years because of the wobble in lunar orbit. That's going to be a coastal phenomenon. And it's not going to be like tidal waves. It's just going to be higher waters. So it's not going to be, I think they're overblowing it, really. About 100 meters an hour from July 16th to 24th. Well, that's cool. That's cool. You get meteor showers. So I'll be getting my red wigglers from Mr. Greg. Well, thank you. Thank you, Rachel. Hopefully we'll get back about selling them soon. got some hired hands that I'm kind of restarting, and I talked to them today, and just some young guys. So, hey, look, guys, if I get my worm farm started, I got to have a commitment, solid commitment to show up every Sunday to the Harvest Furnaces. We have to ship Monday. You got to give as many days in the post office as you can. So you don't want to ship too much during the week unless it's smaller orders. But I can't get the kids to come work during school days. So it would be a Saturday or Sunday. Dan says, Richard Branson missed space for 7 miles suborbit. Look, guys, even if you went 62 miles, it's still suborbit. Let me explain. If you go up and down, come back to the ground, and when it comes to Earth, you're not going around, you're in suborbit. If it's a hop, it's a suborbit stop. So I don't care if you went up 500 miles and come back down, it's still suborbital. ICBMs that go from Russia to the United States, though they go up into space, but they do so suborbitally. Now, so suborbit is a kind of trajectory. Can't even talk today. Trajectory. There you go. Trajectory. That's late. Describes the trajectory. If your trajectory has enough energy that you keep falling around the horizon of Earth, you're in free fall. Therefore, you're in orbit. To get into orbit, you need to be over 100 miles high, but not in a suborbital trajectory. And you got to be going about 17,500 miles an hour to make that work to get into a low Earth orbit. And 100 miles would be a bare minimum low Earth orbit. It said the old Atlas V could have been a single stage to orbit vehicle at 80 miles, but it would have only made one orbit, and the atmospheric drag would have put it back down. But even a balloon floating at 20 miles high is above 99% of the atmosphere. So what's a 62-mile thing? Well, that's the international metric system, 100 kilometers. 100 kilometers is 62 miles. And that's called the von Karman line. Well, the Air Force, before that was established, it started awarding astronaut wings for pilots that flew 50 miles or higher. So 50 miles is a good English measurement system based round number, and 100 kilometers is a good metric system based big round number. It's totally arbitrary. It don't make no difference. It's 6 or 1 1/2 dozen. Yeah, 162 kilometers is a little higher than 50. But, when I first started the Halo program, we were actually shooting for 50 miles. But when we went to Cat's Prize, we were shooting for 62 miles. I think our Halo SO1 probably hit 62. So that's what got me this record right here. But those were suborbital rockets. So I know a lot about suborbital and orbital and the trajectories, the von Karman line, the astronaut wing line, 50 miles. Air Force considers that space. And for American standards, that's good enough. So did he make space? Did not make space? Does that mean that Bezos makes space, but Branson didn't make space? And not a hill of bean of difference, really. They're both suborbital flights. They're both hops, up and down, and back to the ground. So, but thanks for asking. That's a good subject to bring up because a lot of people are arguing over it, and I'm going, hey, 62 miles, a little more. Yeah, it's a little higher. But like I said, even at 20 miles where the balloons float, from which I launched from, my launch point was 20 miles high. You're above 99% of the atmosphere. 99%. How about that? Jason Smith, I like the idea of shooting satellites into space with artillery, but the last guy that worked on that didn't end up so well. Oh, yeah, Gerald Bull. Gerald Bull developed the very first thing called HARP, was a artillery gun that he developed with 2 large naval cannons welded together, and he shot this artillery shell into space. It was suborbital too, but it went 100, 200 miles up, back down. Not enough energy to go all the way around. But later, he got a contract to work for Saddam Hussein. Saddam Hussein was building a giant insane artillery piece that, I don't know, it was intercontinental ballistic artillery, maybe even orbital artillery. And the Mossad did not take too favorable to it, so they made sure that Gerald Bull's days were rather untimely short. I worked with a guy when I was in the Army at Fort Greely, Alaska, by the name of Jerry Barger. Jerry Barger was the head of the Coal Regions Test Center Tech Division. So, you know, where we did all our testing, our instrumentations. So he was, you know, basically our electronics shop lead guy. He also was a mayor of the local town, Delta Junction, at one time. His wife had a realty business up there at the time. He had worked for Gerald Bull. He went to NC State and got a degree in aerospace engineering. And it was funny. Now, this guy was back in the early 80s, he was a millionaire. He was worth $10 million back then. I didn't know it first, but he would come in and sit in front of my desk and talk to me for an hour or two. Just because, you know, I love space. I was all interested in space, even way back then in the early 1980s. He'd come in and we'd talk. I didn't know till later that man was rich as he was. But he was a good guy, a really good guy. So I thought the world of Jerry Barger. And I hope he's still alive. I don't know. You know, it's been a long time since I was in Alaska in the 1980s, early 80s. So maybe one of these days I'll find my way up there and I can see if I can look him up. But his wife did have a realty company up there. And he did spend a little time as mayor of the big city of Delta Junction. Now, to tell you how big Delta Junction was, if you drew a circle with a radius of 100 miles around Fort Greely, inside of that whole circle, radius 100 miles, you might find 2,000 people. That was including everybody in Delta Junction and everybody on Fort Greely, which was the largest military base landmass-wise in the United States, not population-wise. I was at Fort Bragg previous to that. Fort Bragg had a lot of soldiers. In terms of the number of soldiers, Fort Bragg might have had the most. I'd have to look it up, at least in the Army. So moving to Area 61. Oh, that's your age. Well, Granny, me too. Hey, it makes us 7. 6 plus 1 equals 7. Granny, we're just 7 years old. Let's see here. Rachel Lee. Wow. I got a telescope from a yard sale. Been trying to figure out HTF to use it. You'd think it's simple enough. You know what? I broke my finder scope on my telescope a long time ago, and I used to just raster scan until I found what I was looking for. Raster scans where you start one place and you go back and forth and work your way down. Let's see. Nassim Harriman makes them in space. Then what? Okay, what are we talking about, Rachel? What did I miss? Nassim Harriman. Oh, Harriman, is that like in it's a fiction book, isn't that from is that from the Moon's a Harsh Mistress? What is that from? Oh, I'm thinking, yeah, another name, not. It's actually, what's that guy's name from that? Entrepreneur. Oh, well. Jason Smith, I like the idea. Okay, I already read that. Let's see, Dan. Yeah, you beat him in altitude, dude. Richard is tooting his horn like space travel will solve the world's problems. Well, space travel actually can do a lot. There's a lot of resources in space. Space is rich in energy and resources. All these rare earth metals that we're scrapping for our avionics, our electronics industry, space is full of that stuff. Space is full of, asteroids are full of platinum group metals, stuff we'll need for fuel cells. The minerals in space are very plentiful, actually. So, yeah, space is a resource base. Space has got an enormous amount of solar energy from the sun. So there's a lot of potential in space. You can move a lot of our industry into space if you did it right, especially if we make space transportation a lot cheaper, which is what Elon Musk is purporting to do. We'll see how that works out. But other people aren't waiting on him. You know, he claims he's going to use his his starships to go to Mars, and he's going to send one up as a tanker. It's going to mate with the other one on the back end, refuel it, and then in orbit, and that was going to go all the way to Mars from there, and then it'll make the fuel on Mars and be able to blast off and come back to Earth, because Mars gravity is so low, you don't need the two stack, heavy and the spaceship to get back from Mars. So it's going to be interesting to see how that pulls out. But the cost of his systems are supposed to be a whole lot less if he can pull it off. Now, that isn't what I was going to say. I had somewhere else I was going with that. I got off on a tangent. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, I got it back. But even though he claims he can get all the way to Mars that way, the government is really interested in nuclear propulsion to get to Mars, because nuclear propulsion could accelerate the thermal, just a thermal rocket engine, nuclear thermal engine. It have a specific impulse, which is pound thrust per pound fuel consumed, much higher. Maybe, rocket engine gets 300-400 seconds of specific impulse. With a nuclear engine might get 1,000. Anything only got 800, it would give you a huge advantage. So they think they can get to Mars in just 3 months, maybe with a nuclear engine, cut down radiation time. So that's an approach aside from what Musk was proposing. But that means that everybody's not waiting on Musk. We don't know if Musk is going to make it or not. The authorities in the FAA is really, broke a wing flap off. The authorities, FAA is challenging his tower. He's building a big tall tower there for super heavy, and they're saying that he didn't get approval for that tower yet, and they may make him tear it down. What about that, guys? They may make him tear his tower down, his lights tower. I guess he'll be sore if that happens. All right, Granny. Where's Allen Pyramid? Angel's Navy is. To help the poor countries rise up, I would be on board. Well, you can do a lot for all countries if you do it right. Space diving for space junk. There you go, Ariana. Jason, landing in that thin atmosphere, even with the flaps to slow down, will still be tough on the Starship. Oh yeah. It's going to be interesting to see if we can pull it off. People will die. They will. I agree with that. Rockets go boom. Rockets have always gone boom, and rockets always will go boom. That's Allison's laws of rockets. Four Corners. Good evening, chat family. Hey, Four Corners report. It's like I said, I've said this about rockets before. They're dangerous. They'll always be more dangerous than getting in a commercial aviation aircraft. A lot of people think, one day we'll get space as safe as commercial aviation. You never will. You can't. You got to put too much energy in going up and take it all back in coming down. I mean, you ride up on a controlled explosion and you come back like a meteorite. That could be problematic. Jason Smith, they had nuclear propulsion back with NERVA. You're right. So basically, they're trying to kind of sort of reopen that, but probably without the budget NERVA had a pretty good budget. There's a NERVA rocket engine at the Marshall Space Flight Center in front of a building 4205. Maybe I'll do a video from there one day. It used to be at the museum up the Alabama Space and Rocket Center, which has now been renamed the U.S. Space and Rocket Center, even though it belongs to the state of Alabama. Most of their display items though come to them from, I see most, through either the Smithsonian Institute or the Army, U.S. Army. Hey, Colorado Jan, how you doing? And let's see, will he fix it? Hey, hello. Symbiotic Finger. Hey, Greg, and good evening. There you go. Well, thank you. Good evening to you. Now we're getting a few more people in around. Plasma Energy, says Ariana Salter. That's that. Oh, Sater. Excuse me. That's an I. Hard for me to see. S-A-I-T-R. So I guess that's Sater, right? Yikes. So, guys, here we are talking Galactic Greg's topics. I should do some live videos from Galactic Gregs. You wanted me to do that? Y'all probably wouldn't find me. How many people here are not subscribed to Galactic Gregs? I'm going to show you how to find Galactic Gregs. We're not sharing anything right now. Look it up. Wow. Can't type. forget about that. In a second, I'm going to pull this up and we're going to go there. Ding, 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 ding. All right, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll do a share. I'll do a screen share. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go, guys. This is YouTube. You can see some of the channels I'm watching, like this guy here and here, and all kind of breaking news stuff. Little Viking music, Gravitas. I love this channel out of India, Gravitas, guys. Weon. Well, Weon is a channel. Gravitas is a show this Indian lady does. She's a really smart cookie. Here's a Prepper Nurse 1. Caspian Report. This guy is really brilliant about geopolitics and military situations, solar power installs, and some of the kind of things I watch. Gardening. Apocalypse with Canadian Prepper. Yeah, I watch Canadian Prepper. Scott Manley. You know, I've had chat or two. Some of this YouTube video stuff. You may hear me sometime pick on our buddy here from the Common Sense Show, Dave. I often say, hey, you know, the sanitation and purification of water, two different things, Dave. I've said that a few times because he kind of got confused. But that don't mean I don't watch him. I like Full Spectrum Survival here too. This is one of the guys, though, he gets pretty intense. He gets really intense. Here we go. Here's the launch tower going up, but they may have to take it down. And Black Scout Survival, guys. This young guy does a good show. There's Ransom, where freedom is found. And Anton Petrov. He's a lot of fun. This guy lived in China, and he's really turned sour on the country. Married a Chinese woman. Lived there for years. He is not too happy with him at the moment. I wonder why. So I'll give you just some samples, some things I'll got tuned in here. All right, so that's it. So here we go. Type in Galactic Greggs. Oh yeah. Now, there is more than one Galactic Greggs channel. Now, this guy is come along after I did. He's Galactic Greg, no S. My Galactic Greggs is like Green Greggs, G-R-E-G-S, with no apostrophe. But now his channel is bigger than mine. He's got kind of a religious channel. Now, here is mine, Space Wiki right there. Who is that guy? If there's another Galactic Greg, oh, that's the comic book guy. This guy does comic books because he's an apostrophe. Well, he didn't put it there, but if you check his channel, he's got an apostrophe. All right. So we come back up here. We'll find the Wiki, Space Wiki. How can be Galactic Greggs? That's some little spacey thing in the picture, right? Here we go. This is my other YouTube channel. Here was my video about Branson, and I did it with Tim Pickens. Because Tim and I worked together doing the hybrid rockets and launching high-altitude balloons, and he went and imported that technology straight into the Spaceship One project, which led to Spaceship Two, which led to this ride that Branson took. So stuff that I headed up one day, wound up sending this guy to space. I'm talking about evidence for life on Enceladus, the Saturnian moon Enceladus. SpaceX Falcon 9 launched my buddy Jesse, who had ESR Farms. His farm went out of business. He's trying to get in the space business now, and he went down and did watch this Falcon 9 launch, and we did a live cast using his video from that. He's going to get some better equipment. We're going to do more of that in the future. Again, this is Tim Pickens here with Burt Rutan. I know both of them. And that was the Spaceship One rocket. This video is getting a lot of traction now. Russia's Zeus, Russia's new 500 kilowatt nuclear space tug. 500 kilowatt. That's 5 times more power than the electrical power on the space station Freedom. Well, Freedom, that's what we used to call it. International Space Station. Boy, I'm dating myself there real fast. And we called Space Station Freedom since the early 90s. 93, Clinton changed all that. Mighty F1 rocket engine. And this video's got a lot of popularity. The air turbo rocket. This is done. The New Earth Sun found. 2,500 views. I tell you what, it's getting where my Galactic Greg's channel is getting. Most of my Green Greg's channel. Green Greg's got 52,000 subscribers, almost 53,000 subscribers. Galactic Greg's has only got, it's got less than 3,000 subscribers, and my videos on here are doing nearly as good as my videos on Green Greg's. 1,800 views, 400 views. I mean, I'm not getting much. The last couple of videos I've done on Green Greg's only getting views like this, or like that. But guys, what's going on? YouTube don't like Green Greg's, I guess. I should be putting all my videos over here. This channel would go crazy. I'll make a lot more money on it. And it's topics that I got a lot more material on too. I should have made Galactic Greg's my main channel. I don't know. What do y'all think about that? Go back here, the chat room, so what everybody's saying. I'll stop the share. Hey, hello. I'm a space dude, guys, who's also an urban farmer, worm farmer, power grid defense prepper, all that good happy stuff. So let me go back in and see what you guys have got to say here. There's only one Willie Fix It. Please need 1K to go live. There you go, Willie. I'll show what you're saying there. Let me scroll up and see what I'm missing here. 49 watching. Francis, please hit the like button. Thank you. So we got Sunshine CST girl. CST. What is CST? Sunshine CST girl. So, hello, Greg. What do you think of NASA revelation about the moon mob? Oh, I already mentioned that. Yeah, so they're saying we'll get more floods in the year 2030. So these will be coastal floods. It just means the tides will be higher, than normal. So how much so? Is it going to be enough that it's going to be a major problem? I kind of doubt it. I think they're overblowing it. We'll see. It might be. We'll see. Halo from Great Smoky Mountains. That's an interesting idea. Great instead of great. They call them the Blue Ridge Mountains in the fog in the morning, in certain areas. So yeah, I've been up there. I've camped on the Appalachian Trail and looked out across those mountains early in the morning, looking at the fog. I get where they get Smoky and Blue Ridge Mountains named from. See, I believe the Russians are experimenting with nuclear propulsion. I think they had an accident as well. They're definitely with the propulsion, but they did have an accident with their missile system that they were testing. I started to do a video on that. I put together all the charts for it, almost all of it. I just never finished it on Galactic Greg's. Maybe I can find those charts and pull them out again. So, yeah, they had an interesting program. We've also experimented with some of that stuff, but we didn't fly it because we knew we'd have a problem. We might not be able to turn it off and it could go rogue. Randy, I was in Utah and alive the year of the atom bomb. Wow. Okay. Aliens and angels, when the mining and space race gets going, it will be the Wild West all over again. It might be. The end of combustion could be up there. It'll be interesting. I like old Scott Manley. Okay. Yeah, he used to always do his video starting out with a little rocket puttering across the stream. Yeah, some little music. I don't know. Where's my little squeezy rocket at? Here it is. This would be a better one for it. Yeah, Scott Manley. Good name, at least, right? Manly. Let's see here. Would you mine them in space or smash them into Mars and mine them there? Well, that would require a lot of Delta V to send them to another planet, and you might lose a lot of material in the impact. Yeah, you'd mine them in space. Although there's possible that there's a lot of asteroids that actually collided with the moon at low enough velocity because they were almost co-orbital to the moon, and the moon's gravity is only 1/6 of Earth's, and there's no atmosphere. So there's been pictures of meteorites, even on the surface of Mars, that apparently come through intact. So if they've done it on Mars, they can definitely do it on the moon. So it might be that you could find entire asteroids on the surface of the moon, but you know the moon is a lot closer than most asteroids. So we might do asteroid mining on the moon with platinum group metals, and it might solve our energy problems if we go to fuel cells with a hydrogen-based economy. I got a friend who wrote a book on that, and the book is right here. Guy I went to college with. He used to affectionately call me dictator for life of the Huntsville, Alabama L5 Society, but I never planned to run it for my life, and I never want to be a dictator. So, but that was his way of, you know, they used to keep reelecting me all the time. That was their excuse to keep reelecting me. Press this thing off here a little bit. His name's Dennis Wingo, and actually I may do a video on this very topic with Dennis, since hydrogen fuel cells are becoming more popular. He wrote this book for Apogee Books, and Apogee Books belongs to a friend of mine, Richard Godwin. So maybe I can get Richard Godwin to publish a space book for me. Actually, I got one in mind. So Dennis wrote, "Let's do it, dude." The proposition of this book is mining the moon for platinum group metals from the asteroids that hit on the moon, and to use that for energy. That's the whole proposition of this book. So let's see, I might have an interesting picture too in here. So I'll find it. Yeah, I think I need to start doing live sessions on galactic grids. But y'all would never find me if I did, right? How many of you are not subscribed to Galactic Grids? I just showed it to you. So y'all should go and subscribe. I'm trying one of the pictures that shows an asteroid on the surface somewhere. Find it. Here's von Braun's old ferry rocket concept. No, that's not the ferry rockets. That's his Mars rocket's been assembled on Earth orbit. Pardon me. Yeah, those rockets were on the moon, the Mars. They look kind of tall, kind of like the, well, shucks, where's it at? I thought he had a picture of the asteroid on the surface of the moon or Mars in here. I think it's in there somewhere. I may not find it. All right, one moment. There's the lunar excursion module. And contrary to Jeffrey Daugherty's idea, there was enough room up there inside that thing. Yeah, and this equipment rack is where which would be folded down after it landed, it's where the cameras were. Jeff, how did you get a camera out there? And it had a room inside that thing. It's made out of aluminum foil. Yeah, well, it was kind of like aluminum foil, but it's a very thick one. Yeah, you could have put your hand on it without tearing through it, but you know, you certainly didn't want to punch it. You didn't want to punch it. You know, weight was a key thing you needed to save going to space. Yeah. No, well, I can't see the picture I was hunting. There's some other literature. What was this stuff? That. Some doctor's office. Anyway, Moon Rush. Moon Rush. Oh, Colorado Jan, you got a birthday? Happy birthday! Have you made it up to 7 yet? So smell check. So I am subscribed, but I have so many. I have been to yours sometimes, but I have some I've only been to once. Yeah, I'm subscribed. Yeah, subscribed. I said surprised. I'm subscribed to a whole lot of channels too. And Sunshine, CST Girl says, "Hello, you're funny." Well, I'd have a little fun, guys. Like to have a little fun. Why not, right? Let's see here. Well, we got a lot more chatting here. We got a friend with some cuneiform here. It says, "Howdy, y'all." Is that a cuneiform? Not cuneiform. Runes. We got a guy who's written his name in runes. And he's, so is that Southern Nordic? Howdy, y'all. I guess I'm a Southern Nord, right? Say, Greenland. I found your other page, Greg. Okay. Madam Gross, I've already had a base on the moon on the dark side. You're right. Well, I got to tell you a little secret. There's a far side of the moon, but there's actually not a dark side. One side of the moon always faces Earth. But when it's facing us directly between us and the moon, the other side's in the sunlight, what we refer to as the dark side, the space Nazis. Yeah, you ever see the movie Iron Skies? That was kind of funny. Actually, I started to bring that up in some of the, I was thinking about doing a UFO video over on Galactic Gregs, and talking about, well, where are these things coming from? These unidentified aerial objects, UAPs, as they're called now by the military. And there's been, some suggestions that the Nazis had some flying systems back in World War II that might be attributable to some of this phenomenology. I don't know. Where did they get it? Is there something coming from somewhere else? Lots of questions. Lots of questions. Well, if it says, I'll check, but I thought it was not pal. Not pal. I'm not following you there. Or not friends. Our culinary is out. It has been all year. Our culinary. Randy, what do you mean by that? Our culinary is out. I'm not following that. All right, well, if it's have a great night there. It was on the news. It was on the news. All the farmers ran out now. They can barely water animals. Yeah, a lot of farmers, especially in the West Coast, are having some big problems. Guys, another thing I do a video on this food cost. Although my friend Stacy thinks that all the farms are good, and the ones in her area are, and the ones down here are, but the ones up in Canada and certain areas of Canada and the West Coast seem to be suffering a lot, especially the vegetables in California, the fruits in Washington State, and the wheat, Washington State, and up in Canada seems to be suffering a good bit. All the lakes and ponds, every water source is dried up. Ooh, is that true in Utah? Lake Mead is drying up. Oh yeah, that's true. Lake Mead is a puddle mead now. Yep, you're right. I don't know how to pronounce that. Hanabu Craft, I believe it's correct. Hanabu, am I saying it right? Hanabu Craft. There's a lot of suggestions about those Hanabu Craft. Those stories about that was the basis of the movie. That's kind of a spoof science fiction comedy movie called, more of a spoof movie called Iron Skies. It's got the Nazis invading us from the moon. And I believe the president was, in that movie was character based on, Palin, Sarah Palin. Shazbot 19, those riots in South Africa. Oh yeah, there's riots in South Africa and Johannesburg. There's riots in all over Cuba right now. And it turns out there's a poll. I mean, I did several videos back several months ago talking about the prospect for civil war or secession in the United States. Of course, Texas, I don't know if Texas is going through right now or not, but turns out that 2/3, the majority, 2/3 of Republicans in the South believe the South should secede from the Union right now. 2/3. That's what Apollo said. Imagine that, guys. Real society. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I always knew how to pronounce your name. I need to learn the cuneiform. Not cuneiform. Why keep saying runes? Runes. I got my name written in cuneiform back over here on the chart somewhere. Runes, runes, runes. I'm growing my baby worms. That's good to know, Granny. Granny, you're going to get an order from me here when I start shipping too. You've got one coming to you. The only thing I've been watering here on my place is the trees. Okay, Colorado Jan. Civil War is around the corner. You know, just because it's a seed don't mean that you should have to have a war. I mean, you know, there have been nations that have broken up and groups seceded without war. Soviet Union broke up. Yugoslavia, well, they were in a war first. But a lot of countries broke up without war. We hope that that could happen now. But you know the old adage, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah, I wonder what Ben Franklin would think about that application of that statement. Runes came from a time before written language. Yeah. And they were discovered by who? Hanging from Yggdrasil, 9 days, as he peered down into the waters. I got a necklace if you haven't ever seen it there. What is that? See if you can tell me what this is. Who knows what that is? My son gave it to me, by the way. Colorado Jan. Is it in the South? What? Colorado is it? Is it in the South? Is it? Is it in the South? Is it? Oh, Colorado is it in the South? Oh, no. But you know what? There's a good part of Colorado where the people spoke kind of according to one of these old English dictionaries, a Southern dialect. It was a Southern dialect. So apparently a lot of Southerners moved up into Colorado back in the days of the Old West, probably coming out of Texas. But, you know, now you got a lot of Californians moving in. I got an old dictionary that shows that somewhere. I don't know. That one up there's got that in there. No, I don't think it's that one. It's covered up with other stuff. Okay. I can find that dictionary. One day I may have to break it out. My apricot tree is loaded with them, but they are sour. It's not good. Every time you show it, I miss it. Feeding the fire. Okay. Texas believe they can leave this to see the Union. I would like to see what the SCOTUS would say. Well, you know, the states joined the Union, especially 13 regional colleges, independent states, independent nations. States means nations. So there was a lot of, even Lincoln thought it was constitutional for states to secede, but he fought against it anyway. So, you know, might don't prove right. It just, it's Odin on his horse. You're right, AG. What's the horse's name? And what's in Odin's hand? There's something in Odin's hand in this. There's your test. You're getting there. 8-legged horse. 8-legged horse. He's got something in his hand. What's in his hand? What's in his horse? And both rhyme, by the way. Contracts can be withdrawn. Yeah. There you go. I know Schleppner. And the horse, and he's got the spear. Jungner. Colorado is in the mid, I believe. Utah is. There you go. Well, Utah was settled by, of course, Mormons. And so was a lot of northern Arizona and Mexico and the states all around Utah, up into Idaho. Spear of Destiny. Well, you're right. You're right. Spear of Destiny. Of course, the Spear of Destiny is also the name of the spear that was believed to have pierced Jesus. And Hitler was after that spear. There's a spear they think is at Great Odin's raven. No, the raven's not in this. Odin had 2 ravens. What was their name? Hugnan and Munin. And what did that mean? Colorado, Jenna. I was born and raised in the Missouri, in the river. I can go either way on Southern dialect or Northern dialect. Yeah, Missouri was a state of both. That's where the Civil War started. The war between the states started between farmers in Missouri and farmers in Kansas. Funny thing is, most of Kansas kind of has a Southern dialect according to some of the dictionaries. I got a self-hybridized cute cross, really. I'm on F12, Pop, National Picker, Market Moore, Leon's Wild. Okay. Was it so blight resistant, mold resistant? Salt Lake City was desert, not a tree to be found. Whoa. You're heading there. Hugman and Munin. That's right. That's the names of the ravens. And that means thought and memory. Jason Smith. That 8-legged horse and Odin is where they got the idea for Santa and his 8 reindeer. Bingo. Hey, and Odin would on Yule toss presents down from riding from his horse. Of course, he would also punish. He gave gifts and punishments. Funny, Robert E. Lee was born on both sides of the war, was on both sides of the war. Well, he didn't actually fight for the North, but Lincoln tried to get him to be his main general, and he chose to go with the state. That's where he would have went, wherever his state was going. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, he went with the state, Virginia. Alrighty, guys. So if you do history, he was a bushwhackers. Anybody ever see The Outlaw and Josie Wells? That was one of my favorite movies because I had been a fan of studying the guerrilla warfare that occurred between the farmers in Missouri and Kansas, which preceded the Civil War, went through the Civil War, war between the states, and went after that war. So, you know, the war kind of started and ended up in that area. Except the last shot was fought in, where was the last shot of the Civil War fire, guys? He had brothers on the South. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I had family in both North and South during the Civil War. Yeah, don't surprise me. My second great-grandpa, Baines, was on the North. He said, keep your Southern money, boys, because the South's going to rise again. There you go. That's it. I used to have a tag on the front of my 1972 Ford F-100. Actually, it had previously been on my Ford Galaxy. It says, save your Confederate money, boys, because the South's going to rise again. And no, you know, almost dead Confederate soldiers laying down with a tattered rebel flag hanging over them. The last day I was at my duty station in Fort Berry, Alaska, I believe the wind ripped that tag off my truck. There was some rough winds there. Either that or somebody stole it. I was saying, I just checked out of my family housing unit and was staying in the base, what do you call it, BOQ quarters. Madam Gross, 2 brothers on Dad's side found themselves across from each other in the battlefield. That happened. Outlaw Josie Wells, one of the best movies ever. Oh yeah, I love that movie. It's kind of funny though. Seeing that movie, you get a, you know, he forms a rather motley crew. You know, the old woman whose boy fought for the North. You know, and Hoosier. He had a couple of Indians with him. You know, he had people from all over. Made peace with 10 Bears. I think his speech with 10 Bears is probably one of the best lines in any movie ever. So when he met 10 Bears, that had a lot of truth in it, and I think that was golden. Oh, brown posy, rose of Alabama. You got it. Yeah, but there was a lot of that movie had a lot of good stuff in it because the Lindsay Woolsey shirts with embroidery was very popular amongst the Confederate guerrillas. That was the kind of shirts they wore, and they actually had the cap and ball revolvers. A lot of the westerns, with their old movies of the era, didn't show the correct armaments. They showed a lot of stuff that was just all hokey. But no, they had all the correct stuff in there. It was all quite well historical in that area. It was an interesting movie. But let's see, Accidentally Lee and his wife Tate and little colored kids taught them to read. I don't know what show that thing. Nothing. Yeah, I guess this thought that you were saying colored kids. Indians hated the feds and joined the South. Well, definitely there was the Indian Territory of Oklahoma did side with the South during the war. They did side with the South. That was part of what was depicted also in that movie. There were a few of them that didn't, but most of them sided with the South. So, she had a crush on Clint Eastwood, huh, Granny? So my parents and great-grandparents were North and South. Many times the Civil War still occurred. Oh, yeah. TV documentary. So there was a good book on that topic that I read in high school called The Gray Ghost of the Confederacy, but there's many books titled The Gray Ghost. There's also some swamp warriors up in Virginia that was called The Gray Ghost, but there was one that was specifically on the guerrilla war, and you probably can't find it anymore. Cherokees, yep, Cherokees did. Of course, the old chief that went with him was Cherokee, and he had a squaw with him that was, I think, Sioux. She didn't come from that period. He just kind of saved her from being taken advantage of by some other scalawags. All right, so let's see. The deal they made with Ten Bears is the way people should live together. Jason, you're absolutely right. Absolutely right. Let's see. Might be interesting to see if I can pull it. You can show video as long as it's in the discourse and you're doing commentary on it. So let's see if we can find it. Spot searching. I think this will be it right here. I probably should find a shorter version of it. All right. We'll try to get a short version of it dialed up here. Maybe this is it. Just 2 minutes some. I think I can share this and not get a strike if I talk through it in commentary. So let's try that.
Will be 10 Bears? I am 10 Bears.
And he would always spit.
I'm Josie Wales. I have heard. You're the Gray Rider. You would not make peace with the Bluecoats.
So he admired him for that because he wouldn't make peace with the Bluecoats. Who's giving this guy trouble? The Bluecoats. And the Bluecoats that came south and sacked and burned the South in the name of racial justice turned around and went west and committed genocide on American Indians. In the name of racial justice? No. Maybe both wars were fought for territory. know. Does that make more sense? What do you think? I don't know. Some people, that makes some people mad, but you know, hey, look, the same soldiers that fought the South against the South went west and fought against these guys.
You may go in peace.
I came here to die with you.
Is that blunt? Or live with you?
I'll live with you. It ain't so hard for men like you and me. It's living that's hard. And all you've ever cared about has been butchered or raped.
He strikes a chord with me. This guy's a good actor, and he acts like he reacts to it. He draws back, you know, like, oh yeah, you know, because you know that's what was happening to the Indians. They were being attacked, the same as you know the Southern farmers and Missouri in the day, which is the events that propelled the character that played Josie Wells into the war. If you saw the beginning of the movie.
Governments don't live together. People live together.
Bingo! What I tell you guys, the government's the trouble. It's governments that propel us against each other. If we can be people to people, we can get around a lot of this problem, right? I've talked about that many times here.
Governments, you don't always get a fair word out there.
Now, is that good or what? Is that good or what? Made sense. Hey, the Indian guy, he was a warrior because he had to be. You know, he had to be. He did what he had to. Oh, I bet somebody knows this guy. Anybody in this channel ever watch this guy here? This video?
Hey, it's Danielle here.
Oh my gosh. You got an ad there. Anybody ever watch this guy? I'll click on this channel. I just got a dove watching instead of a raven. I bet there's at least one in our channel tonight who is using the runes in his name. Who knows? Probably watch this channel. All right, let's see. Let's try this. Now spit. I know what seen this will pull up, I bet. Now spit. There we go. I love this one too. All right, it's movie night with Green Greggs. Here we are. The Hoosiers had gotten taken over by the Comancheros, who were Comanche outlaws that supplied the Comanche, and they also caught the old Indian. Oh yeah, they caught him because he was spying on where this went down. He slipped, and they saw him, so they got him. And so they're all going along here. That's Granny, who later will become a big fan of Josie Wells. But she don't like Southerners, at least not originally.
If you fall, they let you die.
That's the Cherokee chief trying to help her out.
Walk.
Of course, this is a movie, guys, but it's kind of fun.
Come around here, bitch. Come around here.
Yeah, this is a reflection of an era. They were Comancheros. I didn't say that right this time, but there was stuff similar to this going on. Let's skip forward a little bit. Let me see all this. What's that? Let's go forward a little bit again. You know, I'm trying not to get the copyright strike here. The idea is not to show a movie, it's to provide commentary. There's something here's kind of funny.
If I figure this right, we're facing the sun. This ought to give him an age. Oh, who are you talking about?
What the hell does he want? Looks like a parlay.
I think we missed something he said. Go back and catch the old Indian here earlier on. So Indian's got some good words to say.
I figure this rate.
Not still in that part. Hang on. I ain't losing y'all on this. I keep getting the same thing. Okay.
I figure this rate. We're facing the sun. This ought to give him an age.
Oh, who are you talking about?
What the hell does he want? Looks like a parlay.
That's probably a copyright strike. I probably shouldn't have went that far. That may be considered violence. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was not the intention. Because it's TV. It's not real. It's not real, guys. Algorithms, AI. It's just a movie. It's not real. Not real events. Anyway, just part of the era. We're talking about some things of that era on this channel here, and I just thought it would be kind of fun to pull up some video from that episode. So let me come back to the chat room, see what you guys are saying. I'm gonna stop this share. Hey, hello. We're back. We'll go back and we'll look at Wendy in a little bit, a couple other things, and then we'll probably call it a night here in a few minutes. So let's go back and I hope I didn't get in trouble showing that stuff. Holy smoking guacamole. We'll see shortly. Guys, you know, sometimes all I get out of these live sessions is super chats. Sometimes that's the only thing I get out of these because I get a lot of strikes when I go live. Unfortunately, I actually lose I lose subscribers almost every time I go live for some reason. Most of the live, if I don't do for a topic live session. So let me go and see what you guys are chatting about. I've been missing all your comments. See what everybody's having to say. Oh, we need popcorn. Pale Rider is another great movie. Yeah. Well, I like Pale Rider. I love all the old spaghetti westerns, those things. Pale Rider, though, wasn't really a spaghetti western, I don't think, or was it? Let's see here. Wow, I've been missing a lot of. He spat the dog. He did. Right on his head. He's always spitting at that dog. Cherokee Indian men are sweet, says Granny Lana. There you go. Got him again, Josie. Oh yeah, I was talking about the old bounty hunters. Of course, he spits on their head, you know, and tells them, he says, you know, he'll ask them about burying them, and he spits on their heads, and goes, well, buzzards got to eat, same as the worms. Anyway, don't forget the dog. That's right, poor old dog from Josie Wells. Always getting spit on his head. Tin Bear scene was hilarious. Well, it was actually very insightful, really. We had some good philosophy in there. So Jesse Mills, my grandparents and great grandparents were north and south many times. Oh yeah, I think I read that. All right, let's see. Yep, the Billy made with 10 bears, the way people should live together. You're right, Jason. We could all live together and get along a lot better if we'd learn those kind of lessons. John Hunt Morgan was inspirational. Well, John Hunt Morgan he was a Confederate general that actually raided into Ohio, kind of a guerrilla warfare general. He was based out of this area that I'm living in here. You know, we got a park named after him. They captured him and they had him in a prison up there in Ohio, and they managed to escape from the prison And they had this. They dug their way out. They made digging instruments out of basically spoons and forks and the silverware they got to eat with. They dug out of that prison, but they had one guy who could just climb up the bars. He could have got out. One little guy, he could have got out anyway. But no, he stayed with them to help everybody dig out. So there's some interesting stories from all those eras. You know, there's the Confederate raider William Quantrell, he's often called too. And some people think he survived and became a preacher in Huntsville, Alabama. The Frank and Jesse James had family in Huntsville, Alabama. And Jesse James actually, they would come back to the area, and Frank James continued to after Jesse was killed. But Frank James Jesse James actually worked in the bank downtown Huntsville Creek, and I think he robbed it eventually. The one that overlooks the big spring, or at least that's what's alleged, that he actually worked in that bank. They said he escaped with his horse by jumping into that spring off the hill. That bank's built on a big hill. And it's right off the Courtyard Square. Maybe one day we'll do a video from there. It's a beautiful little place there. So, not the one I was married to, Granny. Mean as a junkyard dog. Oh, who's mean as a junkyard dog, Susie Q? He said he was bad. Leroy Brown, baddest man in the whole darn town. Meaning a junkyard dog, right? Granny says, I'm single for a reason. I might make a song out of that. Let's see, I got remarried for the first time in 30 years, says Susie Q. Recently? I'm staying single to death, says Granny. All right. I've been single for a while. Granny says, exactly. Our tribe needs to grow. We do. We got to grow our tribes. Great movie. Reed Mater. I got somebody named Mater. I miss it. Great reason for limiting government. You got that right, Matterman. Government's good at causing trouble. All right. I like that. No government to protect either side, just people making the deal. Amen to that. So, life is a struggle, has always been. I don't see change until reality itself changes. You have a point there. May have a point. Colorado Jim says, yes, it should be that way, but government wants power more and more, always does. That's why our founding fathers tried to put all kind of restrictions against it, but they found their way around and through them, didn't they? That's what they did with the bureaucracy they created. Ditto, you hit it right on the button, says Granny Melanie. Robert Shear is great. I knew you'd like him. I knew you watched that channel. Of course, you can tell I watch it because it came up in my list. I see Daniela all the time. Okay. People are awakened but scared. That's true, because they don't know what people are becoming aware that what we've been told all our lives is not exactly the way things are. And then once you discover you're in a new paradigm, it's interesting. And you got to figure out what's up, what's down. And there's a lot of chaff coming with the wheat. So you got to figure out what's good and what's not. Our kiddos don't see this nowadays. My kids watched all the movies as kiddos. I love Westerns. Yeah, they don't want to show Westerns anymore. Well, okay, yes, let's see. It's starting to storm pretty good here. Okay. Well, yeah, Susie Q. Have a wonderful day, my granny. It's much love. Well, goodbye to you, Susie. I guess you're already gone. Greg has worms. That's right, Pete. Got worms? Get you some. Won't be selling again for a while. Jason, what did I do? I scrolled too far. I hate sometimes I try to scroll a little bit in the jumps. You broke it up and provided commentary. You'll win the pill if you get a strike. I hope so. That was why I broke it up. And there was no point in showing it all. I wasn't trying to watch a movie. I was just trying to get to the interesting little commentary points they made so I could offer some commentary. That was the whole point of it. Yeah, it'd be good. Now, there's some old Bloody Bill Anderson. Yeah, you're right, Jason. He was quite a character. Bloody Bill Anderson was in Quantrell's gang. and his bridle on his horse was made from the hair from guys he scalped. That's why they called him Bloody Bill. He was tough. And his last fight, he found himself up against a much superior Union patrol, and I think he might have been the only guy left. And he charged them and rode all the way through them, but they shot him to pieces. He knew it was basically suicide, but he went down fighting. Well, that's all he knew at that point. Fight was all he had left. I guess everything he loved and mounted and butchered and slaughtered, like a lion and the 10 bears. So fight was all the thing he had left, and he went for it. He charged. Something happened to him just before he charged. I think his group got shot up pretty bad. They might have been all the survivors charged. I forget how that went down, but they were taken out. There was on one occasion when those guys got surrounded in the house, and the Union forces were set the house on fire and thought they'd pick them off one at a time coming out the door. They thought they had them. The guys let the house burn while they were inside, and they let the walls get good and burnt. And they kicked the whole wall in, and they all came out at once, and they weren't expecting that, so they got away. Not a one of them got shot. There's all kind of crazy stories out of these wars, but don't take it that wars weren't. Wars are awful. Wars are horrible. You don't want a war. You don't ever want a war. Wars are horrible. But bravery in the face of all that is admirable. But wars themselves are horrible. I do not advocate warfare in any shape, form, or fashion. Hopefully, we can find ways to peacefully live together. But if somebody's wanting to come after you and take everything in your life, if they take all your liberties, they can come back and get your life next. That's what people in Germany discovered. So you just give away one liberty after another for security. Next thing you know, they're coming after you. You have nothing left once you've given away all your liberties. That's something a lot of the young people don't understand. They don't believe that'll happen. They don't believe it'll happen. I hope it won't. But I saw about him raiding in Kansas. Yeah, he did. They did. Jesse supposedly had stayed at the old Bluffton Hotel in your area. Okay. They did come in the area quite a bit. Do you have a ham radio license? Actually, no, I don't. My group has done a lot of ham frequency stuff years past. I'll probably get one day. I've always threatened to. Greg, you're like my brother. You have a memory of gold. My brother does. Our genealogy does research. It's amazing, but I can't remember stuff like him. Okay, Greg. And Ed Cronin says, oh yeah, here it is. I already saw that. And Arnold Smith says, hi everyone, and Rocket Man. Hey Arnold, good to see you here. Good to see you here. We got Arnold Smith and Jason Smith. We got a pair of Schmitz. Buddy Bill reminds me of the member of the flying circus that took on 8 planes by himself and got shot to pieces. Well, that's what he did. That's how he went out. Warfare is way more than just on the battlefield. Well, that's true too. And Sun Tzu teaches that. Sun Tzu is the art of war. And the objective is to get all your political accomplishments accomplished without war, through trickery and chicanery. And the Chinese are good students of their art of war. And they've played it to the full advantage against unsuspecting Americans. But we're waking up. Anyway, well, let's go check out a couple other things here tonight. We've had our movie night. A groovy night, movie night. Hope it's not too much. Notifications up here. I wonder if anything's nothing getting us in trouble yet. So let's see here. Let's go over here to Windy. We got some wind circulation off the Carolinas. A lot of wind coming up through the Gulf of Mexico, bringing moisture to the plains. Much needed up in here. Much needed moisture and a little rain. Right here, north of the Windy City, up north of Green Bay, they got a bit of circulation pulling the wind up. Yeah, look here, all through this area. Ain't not a whole lot. 77 in Memphis, 75 in Chicago, 73 in Detroit, 71 in Green Bay. Not a lot of difference in temperature. 77 in New Orleans. From New Orleans to Chicago, 2 degrees difference in temperature. New Orleans and St. Louis and Memphis, all the same. New Orleans, Memphis, St. Louis, 77, 77. But up here, we're in the 60s. Salt Lake City is 77. Okay. 75. Of course, it's night, so we don't see ain't nobody in 100 degrees temperature right now. That's good. So it's still rain accumulation. Let's see how much rain people have got. Rain and thunder. That's where it's at right now. It's the rain accumulation. And what time scale are we on? 3 days. It's the next 3 days. Let's look at the next 10 days, especially the west. Texas is getting plenty of rain. It's up south of Lubbock. Oklahoma, Kansas, Nebraska, Iowa, Minnesota, South Dakota getting a little bit of rain. So we got some rain in Arizona, all over Arizona. Let's get mostly in the mountains here. Keeps happening like that, but we got some rain down here in southern Arizona. But look here. California, Oregon, Washington State, and yet nothing. Here in southern British Columbia, nothing. But north, yeah, plenty of rain up there. Excuse me. Let's go dial in a little bit. I'm fond of seeing what's happening. And we had somebody here from Show Low tonight. Show Low is 64 degrees. Oops. Moving, there we go. Snowflake is cooler than I am right now. 70 degrees in Snowflake. And the rain is, the next 10 days is kind of a turquoise blue. How much is that? Not much. Looks like probably less than a half an inch. But that's a lot of rain for there. Half an inch for this high desert area. It's a lot of rain. Much needed, much needed. So maybe Utah, you're going to get a little relief if you're not getting it up here. Promontory, I've been up here Promontory with the trouble spiking. That's where ATK is located. Now it's north of Grumman. Right all over the east, all over the east. Now we've been getting rain for about a week. Look all the rain we're getting here. And that's over the next 10 days. We've been getting rain like that for the last 10 days. A lot of rain. Mexico is getting pretty well covered, except east of Monterey. Wow, is this rain in the ocean that much? There's a whole river of it. Look at that. Is that accurate? Holy walking smoke and moly all the way across the Pacific from the East Indies almost to the West Indies. Well, at least to the Panama, Colombia. Is that all rain? Holy walking smoke and moly. That's a whole river of rain. They claim that rivers of rain have hit California in historical times in the past and just flooded the heck out of the place. So within the last couple hundred years even. Let's go space weather. Am I sharing? I hope I am. I think I'm sharing. No, I'm looking at all the stuff and I'm not sharing, am I? Pardon me, guys. It's late. I've done this before. Pardon me. Let's go share. There we go, guys. Sorry about that. I thought I was sharing. Sometimes I forget I'm not sharing. That's what I'm talking about here. Here's the accumulated rain, guys. The eastern part of this country is getting plenty over the next 10 days. Mexico is getting plenty. Here's this river of rain I was trying to put. Well, my Scrolling up. There we go. But this river of water. Oh, 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 oh. Really? This guy's this going all the way around the world. I just run all the way across the Pacific Ocean. Oh, wow. Yeah, kind of a global equatorial wet band going here. Like a whole equatorial river of water. Is that real? Holy guacamole. That's interesting. So Utah, Nevada getting a little rain. Arizona's getting a fair bit. So New Mexico, Texas. Of course, right in this area, lots of rain there. We've had a lot of rain here. That's a lot about. That can't be right. You ain't getting 3 feet of rain. 10 days, really? Inches down here, feet of something that's fishy scale. Something's wrong with that. I don't know, guys. That's kind of weird. Space weather. And the sunspot coming around, it's not huge. And we just had some X-class solar flares shot up by the sun, but not directly at us. Death Valley National Park. We know it got 130 degrees there. Got a bit warm when he's out there smiling. Probably because he can jump in the air conditioned van. That's why he's smiling. Yeah. Dense solar wind sparks geomagnetic unrest. Well, so it looks like, okay, you got a rather intense band here, but it's not shot way south. It's pretty contiguous, pretty intense band. Coming out of the coronal holes from the sun instead of a flare. All right. Here's what you normally expect with asteroids. Most of the near misses are usually in the past or the real near future, like right now. And I guess today we're on the 15th of July by now. Today is now Thursday. So now we're mid-July. Thursday. Mid-July. Kicking, scratching in the mud and blood in the beer. How do you do? My name is Sue. Anybody know where that line comes from? So those lines, there's something missing. Oh, we got one coming a little close here today. 1.2 lunar distance. It's still on the outside of the orbit of the moon and distance-wise, so that's over 250,000 miles away, guys. Probably 300 million miles away or something like that. So it's not going to hit us. Only 14 foot in diameter, or 14 meters in diameter, which is pretty good size. Got a fair velocity, which means it comes from further out. These slower velocities are closer to us in orbit. Their orbits are closer to Earth in size. More velocity, the further out they come. All right, but nothing passing uncomfortably close that we know of. I mean, there isn't something out there that would, but it's just not anything that we know of. All right, what we got here? Oh, it's us. Halo. Like I said, we just did some Josie Wales. And if you've not seen Galactic Gregs, please go here. Oh, yeah, you can always see all of it. It's got 83 videos, and you'll get a better view of what the videos are overall. I am with Robert Zubrin, and I both held at the same position in the National Space Society at one time or another, chairman of the executive committee, a Venus colony concept, a Mars colony. Here I'm talking about my meeting with Rex Bear, right before he gave me that cap. Here is Rex. A couple of videos of Rex in here. My oldest videos with Rex. Actually, I had 2 previous videos I took down at the request of the lady in the interview, and they were my post-apocalyptic videos on the whole channel. Alrighty, guys. We've been around the world with Wendy. Let's pull this out a little bit. Let's scan it. Yeah, look at that, guys. Look at that river of water going around the world. Can I scan out some more, see what that looks like? Yes, I'm maxing them out. Guys, look at the equator. It's like a river of water just running all around the equator. Is that interesting or what? All right, let's stop the share. Hey, hello. Yeah, it's kind of late, guys. I still got to go outside and turn off the air conditioning and the lights in the microgreens trailer. All right, let me see what kind of chat I missed here. What have you guys been saying? Johnny Cash. I was singing right. Yep, Johnny Cash. That's what I was singing from. Boy named Sue. How do you do? My name is Sue. You're going out. I probably don't say those words on there. I'm just scrolling out there, see what I mean. Bob Dawes, 54 degrees here in South Central Arctic, Alaska. Okay. Wow, that's good. I should have went the last one was windy. Might go back. South Central. What community are you near, Bob? Okra sprout? Yeah, I got a few of them sprouted out. A few of them have sprouted. Not a lot, but I do have a few sprouted. Maybe a few more make it. They say it takes 2 to 12 days. So after 12 days, we'll know if any more is coming up or not. We're close. It's been a week. So I'm planting that stuff. I need a huge computer screen instead of just a phone. There you go, Granny. Those roll clouds are not normal to my memory. How about yours, Greg? Yeah, I've seen them. What's your take on water, Greg? Water? I need to drink me some water. That's what my take. And it's also good for making coffee. Oh, yeah, that water going around the world. Well, it probably tells us we're going into La Nina, most likely. I think that's what's coming next. But water in general, yeah, there's some stories out about they're trying to find a catalyst where they can separate water atoms into hydrogen, water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen atoms without electrolysis, maybe a low energy. And they think they're getting close to it. If they do, the hydrogen economy would become a reality, and we could have, of course, then that's when we want to send us to the moon more to mine platinum group metals and asteroids, right? Water is interesting, though. You know, notice how if you put positive thoughts in the water and then freeze it, the ice crystals are very symmetric and beautiful. But if you put negative thoughts into it, it's scattered. Our bodies are mostly made out of water, so put positive thoughts into yourself and your friends and family. Kenai Peninsula, okay. You are southeast, down the coast. Oh, you're down there with the launch complex. Are you part of, I think you've already been in the channel and told me that. You're part of that launch complex there on Kenai, right? There's a rocket launch complex in Alaska on Kenai Peninsula. They also used to launch rockets to test artificial auroras in Poker Flats, Alaska. They also did the same thing off Wallops. And I've seen rockets fired from Poker Flats when I was at Fort Greely. Most of the little things were pretty small from 100 miles away at Fort Greely. But I've seen amazing one that Wallops put up when I was at Fort Bragg. Coffee makes the world go around. You got that right. Where is the helium? Helium usually is a byproduct of the petroleum industry. All right, guys. Frozen World says, hey, Greg. Just done listening to Rex and Lee and think you guys should have a round table about GSM. Okay. Is Rex and Lee together? And whose channel are they on? Did they go together for this podcast tonight? Oh, you see the smoke trails. Okay. So let's go back to Wendy. about to call it a night here, guys. I got things to do, and I've been up since I only slept 2.5 hours last night, so I think I'm going to turn in a little early. But let's do a go back to share. We'll go to Wendy. I still got it on our screen here, so you're about to see what I see. We're going here. Okay, let's see. Wendy fan. Let's go to Alaska. Way up north. North to Alaska. Go north. The rush is on. Way up north. When it's springtime in Alaska, I'll be 6 feet below. There's Kodiak Island. Snorkel's Kodiak brown bear. Valdez, Seward, Homer. This is where the oil, the pipeline terminates, the last pipeline. About a 1/4 inch there, looks like. Kenai. There's Kenai Peninsula. 57 degrees, just like the friend said. Kodiak's 53 degrees. Delta Junction. Delta Town. What's that flower you got on? It be a faded road. There's Alaska Range. From days gone by. That's probably Mount Hayes, Mount Deborah. And did I hear you say he was meeting you here today? Take you to that mansion in the sky. Says 59 degrees in Delta Junction. When I zoom in enough, you can see where the airfield is. That airfield is on Fort Greely. That's the missile base right there. Donnelly training area. Oops, what happened? I think I zoomed in too close, somewhere I didn't want to go. Pipeline access road. There's pipelines right through there. Yeah. I accidentally clicked something and cut me off the other direction. All right. 59 in Delta Junction. As far as I can scan out. Oh boy, it's getting some precipitation. Raining in Eastern Europe, real good. Must be monsoon season in this area. All right. I believe I'm going to stop the share. Hello. I'll check the chat again real quick. It's smoking hot for Delta Junction. It's summertime. It is summertime up there. My first year there, I believe it got 80, 81, 82 degrees, like 3 days. And that was it. The rest of the 70s are cooler. Second year was a little warmer. Radio's great. It's just Chinook. Of course, the Chinook is a warm breeze that blows up out of the Gulf of Alaska into Alaska. Takes it up over the pole, then sends a frosty cold breeze down on top of us here when it happens. Green wants to send me a percolator. I got coffee upstairs. I just need to run and get me some, right? Yeah, it's late. 47 years here. Wow. Yeah, long winters, long nights. Where's the lunch, Greg? Somewhere down on Kenai. I don't know if you can see. That's probably not the best place to go look. Probably need to go Google Earth or Google Maps to find the lunch site. Google Earth didn't work on this computer anymore. This computer's too old. I'm going to have to change computers in a few months. Lots of fighters flying this summer. I got Elmendorf Air Force Base up in south of Fairbanks. That's awesome up there. And Elmendorf is near Anchorage. Ringregs, do you know Really Big Monkey? He's a bushcrafter. No, I have to look for that. Really Big Monkey 1. Hey, I do like a bunch of bushcraft videos. There's a number of guys I do follow that are all into bushcraft. And, you know, I've done bushcraft since I was a kid myself. All right, Bob, good to see you. Have a good night. F-35s, okay. Is that what you're seeing? Let's see. Top in that channel, see what it looks like. Fun in the woods. Really Big Monkey 1. 248 videos. I'll give them a subscribe and I'll come back and check them out later.
Hey, everybody. Coming back at you with that.
I launched him. Leave, I launched him. Wow. All right, guys. Oh, Ringregs here's need to move on, I think, here. Been quite a few UFOs up in these parts last few days and nights, says Echo in the Forest. Pretty silent moving lights. Interesting. Interesting. All right, guys. Anybody got a prayer request tonight? Anybody got a prayer request? Yeah, still 57 in the room. All right, why did I get 4 thumb downs? Wow, that's a high percentage of thumb downs. I only have 57 thumb. Usually, if I got 50 thumbs up, I only got 1 thumbs down. So I'm 4 times higher on the thumb down. What did people not like tonight? If you're on here and gave me a thumbs down, I got a notion what somebody did. What did you not like? What upset you? 4 thumbs down. Wow. All right, guys. If you don't like something, tell me. I would tell you a history joke, Greg, but they're too old-fashioned. Jess, well, have a good night. How's Jimmy? Jimmy's still doing good right now. He's got to lose some weight before he gets his surgery. So I think he's talking September, October time frame. Your eyes are closing, Greg. Yeah. No, I got to go outside and still turn off the AC in my microgreens trailer. Turn off some lights. What the temperature is outside right now. So, hey, we had a prayer request. Anybody got a prayer request? What the heck? Got email. In the, what the heck is that? I'm not clicking on that. It's got a hyperlink. Don't ever click on a hyperlink in an email or a phone text message or anything. Oh yeah, I brought this up to check temperature. Sometimes I pick up a phone and I see something. I totally forget why I picked the phone up. Does anybody else do that? Melanie says, praying for you, Greg. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. 71 degrees here. Well, according to one thing, it's 71. According to another, 72. I'm supposed to get down to 70 tonight. That's not too bad. Yeah, we got all kind of rain in the forecast next several days. Rain, 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 rain. Don't miss the year's best meteor shower. I guess that's what's coming up here. I'll play the video yet. Of course, you get the Perseids in August. So let's see here. My Granny Kaylee and me prayer. Yeah, we'll pray for Kaylee. So Kaylee is Granny Lana's granddaughter who's got a cancer issue. So we pray for Kaylee and Granny just got out of the hospital. So we'll pray for Granny. Let's pray for my brother Jimmy, who's going to have surgery for prostate cancer. He's got one, but they call it's supposed to be the worst virulent type, but I think they called it early. Let's pray for Randy Bly with Blue Bottle Bunny Farm, and also Susan, because Susan's going through a lot of emotional stress with his diagnoses, and of course he has a diagnosis that's not too good with respect to cancer. So let's pray for him. Let's pray for Susan Dowell. She has been on her a lot. She's having health issues. That's some of our standard people we always put up prayer requests for. The people who thumb down don't have their head on a swivel and it's stuck someplace else. I saw you comment that once before, Jason. That's a good comment. All right. Need prayers for my house, Bill. Please try that power to us all alone. Uh-oh. Be careful of that. Don't cut yourself. So we'll pray for Echo. I love your cast. Let's pray for Granny to get some rain. That's a good one. Coleridge, I know, but I walk in the kitchen to get something to eat, and I can't find anything that I want. I want ice cream. Yeah, ice cream is probably my crack. Yeah, I usually, most time, about half the year, I'm on a low-carb diet, but when I'm not, I love my ice cream, unfortunately. Yeah, that's probably why I'm the man I am today. That stuff will put the weight on you if you're not careful. Like the Granny gets some rain, Granny. Luckily, it gets in the 50s at night. Oh yeah, even if it gets over 100, yeah, it gives you some relief, don't it? It lost me. It's your reception. All right, guys, let's do a quick prayer session here. Let's pray for world peace while we're at it. World peace or world peace? Choose world peace. All right, guys, let's do a quick prayer session. All right. I go to the kitchen and wonder where I am. Why I'm there. Oh yeah, get them running to another room. Yeah, I gotta get there. Why don't they come here? That's the worst kind. Excuse me. Grinders kick back scary like chainsaw. Yeah, they can. Sure enough. The chainsaws, well, they can really tear you up. Kick back. Yeah, I knew a guy got hit by one like that. All right, guys. Whew. Late night. Not much sleep last night. So I think we need to move on here. I got to get out and close my greenhouse out. Well, I'll carry you on a video out there again soon. We'll do that. Maybe Friday. I don't know. We'll just see. I might do a take 2 after one of these videos and go out there. But tonight we need to move on. So I want to thank everybody for watching. Thank the mods for all you do. Keep the conversation clean. We still got 50 watching, so I appreciate that. Oh, I don't know if that's right or not. I'm now still saying started streaming less than 1 minute ago. Yeah, I don't know about that. I think there's something wrong with that. Anyway, all right, guys, really appreciate it. Robert McIver, you're a good friend. Man, I like it. All right, guys, thank you so much. Everybody had a great night, and this hump day's over. We're heading toward the end of the week. I hope everybody's gonna have a good weekend. Hopefully, I might be able to catch y'all Friday. I don't know. Friday night's packing up the farmers market, and I got to turn in early to get up early. 21 degrees C here in western Alberta. Good night and peace between you and me, people. All right, Arnold. Appreciate it. Thank you all. Get back to my Zoom page. And